Hey, Trump supporters, Trump cannot and will not save you in 2024. It's time to walk away from the left-right paradigm at minimum.
As a society becomes more immoral, the society will become more enslaved.
My name is Bill Hoy, and my website is willhoy.com. And I am the narrator of this quick little video. Time to wake up, Trump supporters and conservatives, people on the right, people in the freedom movement. Time to wake up. Okay, so here's how it works. I'm starting with Ronald Reagan and George Herbert Bush from 1980 to 1992. I know GHB was Ronald Reagan's vice president, but also after Reagan, George Herbert Bush became president. And during this, the left side thinks that there is tyranny, and the right side thinks there is freedom. But yet tyranny continues to progress. Let's move on. Now to Bill Clinton. Tyranny continues to progress, but the left side thinks there's freedom, and the right side thinks there's tyranny. Now it switches, but tyranny continues to progress. See, it switches, but tyranny continues to progress. Now to George Bush, the son of GHB. Okay, the left side thinks there is tyranny, but the right side thinks there is freedom. And tyranny continues to flourish, and you right-siders are probably seeing a couple of those symbols there, the Nazi symbol, and folks, that is what the right is. The left is typically associated with socialist communism, and the right side is typically associated with National Socialism, and both of these, I'm going to call them religions, divide and conquer strategies, come from ancient religions, and that's where that symbol is right next to the word side there on the right side box there. That's the sun cross there. It's very ancient. And that's where the Nazi National Socialist swastika comes from. Okay, so now we're moving on. Moving on to Barack Obama. The left side now thinks that there's freedom, and the right side thinks there's tyranny. But once again, tyranny continues to progress. Now to Donald Trump. The left side thinks there's tyranny, the right side thinks there's freedom. Tyranny continues to progress. And to Joe Biden, patterns, folks. Now the left side thinks there's freedom and the right side thinks there is tyranny. And tyranny continues to progress. The left feeds the right feeds the left, but tyranny is the common denominator here. Patterns, patterns. Each side flips, but the pattern is tyranny continues to progress. So this is a cycle that I drew up, and on the top of the cycle is dark occult, the royals, the Vatican, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, secret societies, Council on Foreign Relations, World Economic Forum, that's Schwab and Harari, philanthropists like Gates, and politicians, we all know who they are. And this is the cycle. I think it starts with the left. I mean, many people might think, well, why do you have the left on the right? Because I just think it starts with the left. The basic underlying ideology is the left, which I do think, out of the left and the right, I do think the left is the worst. I do think there's many people on the left that are not interested in how radicalized the left is becoming. But I do think this starts with the underlying leftist ideology, and then it goes around the circle on the right. The right is the pacifier, and that's you guys, and you're a part of this cycle, and then it goes back to the left, and then it goes back to the right, and goes all the way around, and at the top, all the ruling class of the world feeds off of all of you who participate in this system, who lend your minds to this system, and the left feeds the right feeds the left, the ruling class feeds off of both. In order to break this cycle, at least one side has to withdraw their participation and support of this insanity. And that's what we do. We refuse to participate. And what can a politician do for you that you cannot do for yourself? It's time to grow up. All of you on the right, and even these leftists, man, walk away from this woke shit, all this bullshit. And let's go to this here. Break the cycle of insanity. I mean, that's what this is, folks. This is absolute insanity. This is a dog chasing its own tail. Move away from the left-right paradigm and look to a third-party candidate. Even better, refuse to participate in the current political voting system entirely. We can have a more localized representation. This must be based in organization and cooperation of individuals who understand that all humans are created equal in rights. In rights. We are not free in our minds, and that's what this process is. This process takes a hold of our minds, and especially those of you on the right who participate. Those of you on the right, keep the left going. We need to refuse to participate and leave them to themselves and walk away from this. Okay, so here we go. Donald Trump incorrectly stated that America will never be a socialist country. America has been a socialist country for a long time. Socialism is taxation, control of substances, drugs, the drug rules called laws, control of goods, firearms rules called laws, control of movement, driver's licenses, control of health choices, health mandates, all the bullshit that was going on with the SARS-2 scamdemic. Deal with it, folks. It's socialism. Deal with it, people on the right. Socialism. For those of you who claim that a person should not complain if they do not participate in the left-right voting system or the voting system in its entirety, you are wrong. We can complain because it is you that create the socialist country called America. Both sides, folks, both sides, left and right. That's what this is. Socialist communism and National Socialism here, Nazism. Let's see here. I lost my spot because I was looking at something else. So I have a message for those of you who correctly think that both sides of the political divide are evil, but still incorrectly participate in the left-right paradigm because you think the two candidates are the most qualified to run the country. Folks, the rulers of the U.S. are not just running a corporation. They are running you. You are allowing these presidents and governors to run your life. I am a grown man. I do not need another man or woman to run my life. This is Tucker Carlson here. Why do people lie about the truth of COVID's origins? And let me tell you something, folks. Fox News will not save you. Watching television will not lead you to freedom. And I just want to show you something right here. This, you can see the arrow there. You can see the circle there. This was published in February 28th. And folks, here's Tucker trying to talk to you about the origins, lab-created coronavirus, the CoV-19, whatever it was. And this is clearly, we independent researchers were talking about this for years, and now this information is just getting to you. This is what Fox News is all about, folks. And then of course, once again, even Tucker, he's the better of the bunch, but once again, this is corporate news and it's divide and conquer, and they cloak it in the divide, and this is what they do. It says origins of the Chinese coronavirus. See, it's that divide and conquer, always cloaking any information in that divide and conquer, folks. And here's more divide and conquer. And Tammy Lauren, whatever this person is, she's saying our enemies here. You can see this circled there, enemies. See, the television's telling you who your enemies are, folks. I don't need to know. I don't need a television to tell me who my enemies are. Let me tell you something. Your enemy is your own government. These are the people who think they have the right to rule you, folks. That's who our real enemies are. I don't need a television to tell me who my enemies are. And that's what this is, folks. Fox News cannot be trusted, folks. It's all divide and conquer. So here we go, more Fox News divide and conquer propaganda. This is a little chart that I made for another video, but I'm just going to tell you the propaganda here. Mexican and Central American immigrants are coming across the border and receiving luxurious benefits at the expense of your tax dollars. The liberals are giving all of your precious money away to these immigrants, folks. That's the propaganda. Your money. Let me tell you something, folks. I'm going right to the root cause here. Taxation is robbery. When the state acquires your money by coercing, threatening, and robbing you, the money taken is no longer yours. Period. End of story. Whatever little amounts of money the state may give to what I call refugees, what they call immigrants, Folks, these immigrants aren't living luxuriously, okay? They're living on the street and they're living in cages. But anyway, whatever little amounts of money the state may give to refugees from Mexico and Central America is not your money anyway. If someone is using the money I give them to do things that I do not agree with, I will not give them my money anymore. Time to grow up, folks. If you don't like what someone's doing with your money, don't give them your money anymore. We get together and we just say, you know what, we're not paying anymore. That's how we deal with this. We stop paying these people. We stop paying taxes. So the euphemism goes. It's robbery. It's a euphemism. Taxation is a euphemism. And just more Trump nonsense. Trump presidency opens the door to planet hacking, geoengineer experiments. As geoengineer advocates enter Trump administration, plans advance to spray sun-reflecting particles into the atmosphere. There's David Keith, the leading geoengineer there. Read David Keith, whatever. But it also says, while geoengineering received little favor under Obama, there's that divide and conquer again. Once again, folks, geoengineering was going on rampantly under Obama, folks. It doesn't matter who's in there. The geoengineering will continue. The pollution will continue. Doesn't matter whether Trump, Biden, Obama, Bush, doesn't matter. This is they're polluting the snot out of our environment, and also we're doing it to ourselves. Final summation. After all these years, if you haven't figured out that Trump and the right are not going to save you, you are a fool. You can't handle the truth. Trump supporters, people that participate in the right side of politics, people that participate in all of the left-right divide, especially in politics, you can't handle the truth. That's just the truth. Number two, the left-right paradigm is two sides of the same global rulership cabal. Come on, folks. Got to start waking up to this left-right paradigm, at minimum. I mean, this is just the start of becoming more intelligent and more conscious and aware. I mean, the left-right paradigm, we got to walk away from this. Especially those of you on the right. I know those of you on the right, Trump supporters, freedom movement people. I know there's a lot of you that aren't complete and total racist, what's called racist, people who hate people with other skin colors and cultures and stuff like that. I know that's not all of you. I know there's many of you that just want to get back to the constitutional republic that we had very, very long time ago, which went very, very wrong, unfortunately, but it's a start. But I mean, we're not going to get there, folks. Not through the left-right paradigm, especially. You got to start waking up to this. This is bare minimum. Bare minimum. Number three, the left-right paradigm is a divide and conquer scheme. The only true divide is between people who believe in human rulership and those who do not. Folks, we're all equal in rights. A right is a behavior that does not, an objective right is a behavior that does not initiate, support, facilitate, or incite harm, physical harm towards other sentient beings. Initiation. Remember, it's initiation. This is not pacifism. It's initiation. We're all equal in rights. Even if you want to, even for those of you that are called, that would be called racist. People who don't like, say, for example, people with dark colored, light people with light colored skin that don't like people with dark colored skin, or don't like what they call, immigrants, mainly from like Central America and Mexico. You don't have to like them. You just have to, all you have to do is just do not initiate harm towards those individuals. Do not support the initiation of physical harm towards those individuals. Do not petition the state to initiate harm towards other individuals that you don't really like. That's all. And if you don't like being around individuals with different skin colors and different cultures or whatever, move somewhere where you're around people who you think are all the same as you, whatever. Okay? There are solutions here. Number four, America is a socialist country, folks. Deal with it. Socialism, folks, socialism is, here I explain it, government, what we call government, which is really kingship, human rulership, is socialism, folks. All you on the right, Trump supporters, people in the freedom movement. America has been a socialist country for a very long time. It's just the truth. And by supporting, especially the left-right paradigm, you're definitely supporting socialism. Number 5, the left and the right support the existence of each other by allowing themselves to be tricked into participating in their own demise. But, folks, the left-right paradigm especially is violence. That's all it is. It's violence. Really, that's what politics is. But once again, I'm just trying to focus mainly on the left-right paradigm because that's at least if we can move away from the left-right paradigm, that's a start to consciousness, higher level consciousness. Number 6, Fox News is not telling you all the truth, folks. You gotta deal with it. They're liars. They were all in on the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, folks. The destruction that we Americans, especially, not just us, but mostly Americans, did to that country. 500,000 Iraqi children, folks, perished in between what they called the two Gulf Wars. That's a euphemism. They were slaughters, target practice. But anyway, 500,000 Iraqi children and the use of uranium munitions, destroying that country. The birth defects in children, it's horrific. Folks, Fox News is not telling you all this. And it's just the truth. Fox News is not here to help you. They're here to keep you pacified and keep you behind the 8 ball as far as with information. And you know what, folks? It's just the truth. And I'll have more, but no, here we go. 2024 all over again. More horse shit. All right.